Okay, so this week's episode is about Discord finally making progress on that group bonding he was looking forward to earlier in the season, while Twilight ends up left out. So, from a critic first and a fan second, here's the second opinion.
Didn't we just shelve all the books in the library a few months ago?
That was because we needed to. This is just because I want to. I've even devised a better system for organizing them. It decreases the amount of time it takes to find a book you're looking for by nearly 3/4 of a second. Can you think of anything more relaxing? Best long weekend ever!
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but that was almost too nerdy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been there. Like, you want to see me nerdgasm over pointlessly sorting things, talk to me about ranking things I like, but still, they're playing this like it's a cute little glimpse at Twilight's character while having her say things that are more like self-parody. I mean, this is Ed Double D nerdy. This is comic book guy nerdy. Which is fine for poking fun at the character and at tendencies like this, but there's not really a point in particular where it feels like we're supposed to laugh. It's like they really are just turning Twilight into a caricature. I mean, wasn't she getting bored with the book she already read? Okay, but I am probably reading in too deep here. I mean, it is just one little harmless moment, and just because it feels a little bit off to me doesn't mean it says anything about the episode as a whole.
Hello, Twilight. Hi, Spike. Did you rehearse before you found us?
What makes you think we practiced?
The fact that you're both saying really deliberate, awkwardly written lines in unison.
What's going on here?
Sorry, me and Discord are just messing around. Like we do.
So, that was a joke? Or what?
We've simply had a momentous time together these past 3 days. Just snaking around.
That one, Discord. Kind of an inside joke from this weekend.
Okay, episode, if that's your impression of what it looks like when that happens, then there might be a problem here.
We were able to clear a shelf for those old-fashioned books you wanted to donate.
I've even included my favorites by former Cancelot designer to the stars, Rococo Frou-Frou.
Oh, I love her.
Him.
Okay, well that was kind of funny.
Twilight? This makes twice I'm seeing you in one day. Aren't I lucky?
How was your book sortation?
It was good.
Aren't you glad you did it? Oh, sorry, darling. You see, we were at Sweet Apple Acres, and, oh, how to explain?
Well, actually, that's already a very old joke. You simply need to explain what happened to make it funny again. And why Fluttershy thought it would be appropriate to tell it to Twilight, and...
Well, let me try and paint her a picture, dearest. You see...
Discord explaining as Bob Ross? Okay, this should be good.
Oh, who am I kidding? I simply can't do it justice. You really had to be there.
Okay, other than Twilight's basic jealousy plot, I really don't see what you're going for here.
It was hilarious! I wish we'd taken a picture for you!
Oh, well, this should do.
I guess that's funny.
In what context would that be funny? This whole episode is like an inside joke. And if any of you try to say that that's the point, I will come hunt you down. I mean, this doesn't feel like the Pony Gang actually growing close to Discord. It kind of feels like a played-up impression of what that would look like to hammer in Twilight's jealousy. But more than anything, it just feels weird and confusing.
I can't believe I missed out on all that bonding.
You are jealous.
I am the princess of friendship. I don't get jealous. I'm sorry I missed out because sharing that experience would have helped me with my princess of friendship duties. It could be a real breakthrough in the science of friendship.
Okay, Twilight trying to cover and compensate for her feelings could be a three-dimensional character bit, but... Again, where exactly are you going with this?
I want to know how these funny moments you shared came to pass. We simply need to recreate everything that led to these jokes.
Actually, that seems a little gimmicky.
Let's start with the snake.
I don't know if I can get it out. It's too funny.
You know what, I want to see this weekend they spent bonding with Discord. That sounds like a genuinely good episode of Friendship is Magic, much more than just hearing about it.
It started when we were helping Granny Smith with her garden.
I reckon you mean my sister Apple Bloom.
All your apples look the same. And then Rainbow Dash saw a snake.
And hearing about it.
I think it was a garden hose.
It was a hose snake. Super deadly.
I recall it being a large stick that looked like a hose that in turn did in fact resemble a snake.
And hearing about it.
I do need to be there.
Are you suggesting time travel?
And occasionally some reference humor.
Are you sure it was this table? One change to the equation could ruin the experiment.
It was this table here.
First, I expressed my displeasure with the design of the menu.
I'm sorry to interrupt. The tablecloth. It isn't the same color. A little to the left.
The cloud over our table looked like an ice cream sundae.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Neal? I mean, in the last episode, you seemed to not really be doing much and not really going anywhere, and now you seem to be doing everything under the sun and not really going anywhere, and I don't get it! Why are you choosing to show us these nonsensical character interactions? Have you never actually experienced an inside joke at all, and this is you just trying to imagine what it's like to be left out of one? Because I can help you out on that one right now. It looks something like this!
There is one last variable that we haven't accounted for. You weren't there observing us. No matter how hard we try, we can't possibly recreate our weekend of fun exactly as it happened, because you'll always be watching, and you weren't there.
Was that it? Was that the point? Because that's not a bad moral, for as long as it took us to get there. It can set the stage for some hard feelings and some heartfelt reaffirmation.
I'm not buying it. Not for a second. Our friends think something great happened to them while I was away. But no, it was something awful. If we don't break the spell they're under, who knows what terrible things could happen?
This is like a rejected PBS show. It's like an unironic version of a SpongeBob episode. No, Twilight, your friends having fun that you don't understand doesn't mean they're under an evil spell.
I need every pony to sip this potion to break Discord's spell on you. Don't be embarrassed. So what if Discord cast a spell on you so you thought you had a great time, and now you have all these inside jokes that you seem to be constantly laughing at?
She tells them her crazy theory before she even gives them the potion and expects them to go along with it?
What kind of fertilizer have you had your nose in, Twilight?
Thank you!
You're accusing him of being downright evil.
And to top it off, you're accusing us of not being able to tell he was up to something.
Needs one more thing.
You are stupid. You are stupid. You are stupid. You are stupid. And don't forget, you are stupid.
Okay, so now that we've gotten that stupidity over with, how does this work itself out?
It's funny if you were there.
But I wasn't there. I wasn't included. Maybe it's my own fault for staying in and having a book sortation when I could have been making jokes and memories and having a great time with my friends. You were all there, but I missed out. The Princess of Friendship can't get jealous.
Sure you can, Twilight. And none of us begrudge you for it.
You didn't do anything wrong. You're allowed to share things that don't include me.
And you're allowed to feel a little jealous about it.
Well, that is very sweet, but it probably would have been a lot better if you'd worked your way up to it, instead of having Twilight just drop it on them after dragging out the part where she tried to compensate to the point where she became an idiot. I mean, it's clearly a passionate moral, but you made us wait through a lot to not spend very much time on it.
Of course, none of this would have happened if I hadn't encouraged every pony not to invite you this weekend.
You didn't suggest not inviting Twilight because you wanted to make her feel left out, did you?
Wait, so now you're going back on it and Discord is the bad guy? It's not just one of those things that happens anymore?
Of course not. That whole jealousy thing was just a happy accident. Did I get the tiniest bit of glee out of watching her try to recreate our weekend of fun in the name of science? Most definitely. But what's important here is that it was never my intent to make Twilight feel jealous. That's something the old me would have tried to do.
Okay, so is he the bad guy here? Is he not? I mean, really, this is just like every other portion of this episode. I feel like I should be able to say something about the quality of all of them, whether they're kind of fun, or just boring filler, or hands down inept, but well no, they're all definitely a little bit inept, but mainly I'm just scratching my head here. I mean, could somebody who definitely did like this episode explain why you'd ever want to tell a story this way?
Aren't you glad I've changed?
Discord, I think these jokes have run their course.
Only way we find them funny now is if you put us all under some kind of spell.
What are you gonna say next, Pinky? That we all have to drink some weird potion to break the spell?
Well, I don't get it. Some pony want to tell me what's so hilarious? Any pony? Hello? I'm talking to you. I don't get it. I'm being left out and I feel really bad about it.
I don't get you, episode, I don't! I mean, now everyone gets to make him feel left out with an inside joke that's mostly unfunny even in context because he kind of deserves it, but at the same time kind of doesn't? Yay? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like scenes where the character who's been forced to take the short end of the stick gets some kind of vindication, but this one just doesn't add up. It plays like you're trying to make Discord not too guilty, but just guilty enough so you can end with some kind of a victory for Twilight to make sure it's a happy ending. I mean, you could have had him just not get the joke and then pat Twilight on the back and concede that she's gonna have her own moments like that. Eh. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, send it to someone you don't like and tell them it's funny. And if you'd like to watch another video in this series, click the link on the right. Otherwise, just check the description for more links, and I'll see you next time.